Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dog, cats, and squirrels, or anybody who might want to listen to an old man like me. Hello, world. Hello, money. Hola, dinero. Hola, mundo. Man, get out of my way. I got a date with that end zone. Touchdown, Colorado. Fireworks, please. Out of Buffaloes. Buff Nation. I say Colorado Buffaloes. Buff Nation. I'm back. Standing on a tall stack. I'm only 5'5", but when I stand on this stack of money, I'm 6'8" and real tall. You better stop playing with me. I'm your host, Gerald Costello. And it's going to be short and sweet, guys. And tomorrow I come back with my normal full report with my Colorado Buffaloes. But I just want to go back over Saturday's game right quick. Give you my take on what I seen and what I didn't like about everything. Let's get started, guys. This is one of the craziest games I've ever seen, man. I mean, we get no respect from the referees. We get no respect from the fans. We don't get no respect nowhere, man. If you notice my line right there, Colorado versus everybody else. I mean, we was fighting everybody, man. We was fighting water bottles, tortillas. We was fighting everything, man. Fans, man, they were throwing everything at us. And before I get started too, man, let me tell you, Warren Sapp went up to a referee. And he said, hey, man, you got a couple of guys throwing water bottles, man. Hit one of my players. The referee tell Warren Sapp, well, your players are throwing kisses at him. And I said, well, what that got to do with water bottles? You can't hurt nobody throwing a kiss. The guy get into his zone, score a touchdown, and he just kissed the crowd. There's nothing wrong with that. But what's wrong with what they did was they were throwing water bottles, man. They were throwing full water bottles with water in it that you can put somebody's eye out. You can throw and bust somebody up upside the head with it. Yeah, you can bring pain with a water bottle, but you can't bring pain with nobody throwing a kiss. Once he get into the end zone, score a touchdown, and he just blow a kiss. He can't do nothing else. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's what the referee told Warren Sapp. And the guys, they made a lot of calls that was just unnecessary. But I digress. Let's keep it moving. But I got so much to say. Special teams, what nightmare. I mean, let me tell you, we got to get a kicker, man. And Red Armstrong, we need you, boy. We need you. He's from Colorado, too, one of the great kickers in the nation. Guys, we need a kicker that can kick the ball out of the end zone. Because it scared me all Saturday that these guys almost broke every time they touched the ball when we punted to them or kicked off to them. The guys always return for some good yardage. Can you imagine, guys, if we'd had a kicker that put the ball out of the end zone like they do with us? Because, you know, if we ever get a chance to run it back with Wester, Travis Hunter, or Jimmy Horn, they can take it to the house. But we never get that chance because the opposition team kicks the ball into the end zone. And can you imagine we get a kicker and he kick out of the end zone? Guys, you really ain't going to have no chance against our defense. You put our defense up on, you return the ball, you get about to the 40, 45. That's good yardage for a kick return. You know what I'm saying? Man, we got to kick out of this zone. It wouldn't happen that way. You always have to start inside your 10 or something of that nature. With our defense, man, it's smothering. Lights out. Smothering defense. I digress. But let me tell you, special teams, we need a kicker. And I know Coach Prime going to address that because he did mention it in his press conference. He mentioned that. Special teams, well, it was a nightmare. It truly was. I was holding my breath every time we kicked off to the guy, and they almost break it every time. I'm like, oh my goodness. It was scary. It scared me. Y'all reached out and commented. Y'all remember that? It was scary every time somebody get that ball. They almost broke it every time, but it was a shoestring tackle that always brought the guy to the ground. I said, thank you, Jesus. All right, so I'm going to keep it going. But yeah, we need a kicker better than Hog Knee Slop. Believe that. We need a kicker, guys. We're going to need a kicker. I digress, I promise. I'm going on about my business. I want to talk about, again, the referees and the tortillas was also a nightmare. Man, they were throwing tortillas everywhere, man. They seemed to let the care nothing about what the referee was talking about. I don't care what was the referee blow. Tortillas started raining down on the field. These are the most rudest fans I've ever seen, guys. I mean, I know you don't like the opposition, but man, there ain't no such thing as hate in sports, man. How you gonna hate somebody, man? You can't hate nobody, man. That's not the way we do sports. That's just not the way we do sports. You're supposed to dislike the team or the opponent or the opposition, which I understand that. But the hate thing, man, right, it leads to anger. then it leads to other things where somebody gonna end up going to jail because somebody gonna get hurt from your anger and hate. And that's not football. That's not the way I look at football. That's not the way I approach football. I've played football too, and man, the opposite team win, you thank them for the game. Say, hey, next time I'm gonna beat your butt. You know what I'm saying? Something of that nature, man. Going about your business. But not with the hate and anger. It's not gonna accomplish anything. But I digress. But the referees, guys, they made so many bad calls. It just like everybody was trying to help Texas Tech win the game. But the only thing hurt them was that they had to play the game. So you got to play the game. You can do everything you can to try to call the game. A referee can't call a touchdown back. It was a touchdown with a camera showing that the guy scored a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? You got to call it, and you got to call it right. But they got away with a lot of calls, man. That's one of the worst calls I've ever seen with referees. I mean, serious. I watched a lot of football in my day. This is the worst officiating I've ever seen in my life. And everything was pretty much going in Texas Tech way. We had a few calls, too, they missed out on, too, man. Because one of our players did grab the guy by the face mask, and they called it targeting. But when they went back to look, it wasn't no targeting, and they couldn't call it face mask because that's not what they stopped the play for. They stopped the play for targeting, and ended up it wasn't targeting, so the play went on. But yeah, that was a bad call on the referee because our player did grab the young man by the face mask. And I don't like nobody getting snatched by the face mask because you can break a person's neck. But yeah, anyway, they made a bad call on that. They just made bad calls all during the day. It was amazing. I mean, the penalties was horrible too, guys. We had over 100-some yards in penalties. And I wanted to say, man, that's the length of the football field. Don't you is that in the analytics somewhere, like with those penalties, and you done lost 3 points or 7 points or something of that nature? Y'all reach down below and tell me, because I mean, over 100 yards in penalties, that's the length of the field. I would think, man, that's three points to a touchdown that we could have had that we gave up in penalties. I'm not an analytic guy, but I think that's the way it go, if you ask me. Somebody let me know how that would work, man. When you get 100-something yards in penalties, the length of the field, wow, how do that work? Did we lose some points or something like that in analytics? I don't know. I keep it moving. I digress. You know, guys, I was also wanting to say before I close, those guys, they're very nasty, the fans, man. They was calling people some real bad names, man. And I won't repeat them, but that's not football. I enjoy the game, win or lose. I love my team, win or lose. And that's what you should do. But, guys, you shouldn't really have hate and anger in your heart and say all these bad things about people that you don't even really know. But that's another time and another day. But Colorado Buffaloes, I want you to know that tomorrow I'm going to come out, man. I got some good stuff coming. I think that I want to talk about Mr. Will Fong. You know, this guy is so good at predictions, man. He's 97% right when he always tell you where a player going. And I got some good news about Juju Lewis and Carter Smith. All right? But before I go, guys, to the world, you might be one person. But to that one person, you just might be the world. And people don't care how much you know until first they know how much you care. And I won't see each and every one of you at the top. I'm going to see each and every one of you over the top. I want to say Happy Veterans Day to all my doggone Colorado Buffalo veterans. Because I tell you, we got a lot of veterans. You know, there's an Air Force base there in Colorado. And you know there's a lot of veterans that retired and went through the Air Force and things of that nature. Just so many bases out there in Colorado. But anyway, Happy Veterans Day to all my doggone Colorado football fans, all my fan favorites. Happy Veterans Day to each and every one of you, to your family, mom, dad, grandma, uncle, niece, aunt, cousin. Veterans Day to every one of you who done served in the military. And it saved my life. I love the military. I thank God. I love the camaraderie. I love all the people that I met in the military. The greatest brotherhood ever. Greatest brotherhood ever. I went to college, didn't join a fraternity because I'm just coming out of the military at the time I went into college. But I would have joined the fraternity, but my mindset wasn't there. But anyway, and the brotherhood wouldn't have been as tight as the Marine Corps brotherhood or the military brotherhood that. But I will be back tomorrow. I got some good news, man, about Mr. Will Fong, Julian Lewis, and Mr. Carter Smith. God bless you. God bless your family. And again, guys, Happy Veterans Day to each and everybody out there, to you and yours. God bless, and I'll see you tomorrow. Colorado Buffalo. Buff. Nation. Until next time.
Man, get out of my way. I got a date with that end zone. Touchdown, Colorado. Fireworks, please.